Hello guys and welcome back to my channel. My name is Diana, and if you don't know who I am, maybe check my other videos. Basically I lost my mother around 2 months ago, and I thought I'll make a video about how I cope with this and what helps me a bit go through life at the minute. So, of course, grief is something that as individual we express differently. So, I'm not here to guide you through your own grief. If you're going through that, I am very sorry. I know it is extremely painful. And what I learned in the past few weeks is that each of us is expressing this grief in a different way, and it's never gonna be the same for anyone. So some people will find joy, not joy, but maybe some comfort if they go out with friends. Some people will want to just stay at home and stay in bed all day. Some people will find some comfort in reading. Some people will not find comfort in anything. It's very different to find a definition of grief and how each person grieves independently. So I'm here to tell you what helps me personally going through this, and it's not an easy job. I had my periods as well, and I still have. I am suffering of post-trauma stress disorder, which makes my life very difficult at the moment because I also have to work a full-time job, which, by the way, it's really annoying when you go through trauma and your work is not actually considering this a medical condition, because I feel like I would like to have at least 2-3 weeks of medical time off to recover from all this. I don't even know if I will fully recover, but I feel like having to work after everything I've been through is so difficult, and work is only assigning 5 days of compassionate leave, which is pretty much what I spent just repatriating my mother, not even for her funeral. So I had to take 2 weeks off for my holiday. And I was promised that I can get gap weeks after I finish my holiday, but that gap leave is gonna be unpaid, of course. And it's been very difficult for me to pay for rent in 2 different countries, as well as the medical bills of my mother. So of course unpaid or gap leave is not actually a very good option for me, but there are times when I really feel like I want some time off and there's no way to get it, which is a very sad thing that in this society in 2021 this condition is not recognized as a medical condition. So because of that, because of all the stress from work, because of the trauma I had, because of the nights I'm not sleeping, because I kind of fall asleep and wake up with the same image of my mom dying in my arms, and the past few weeks and everything we discussed. And I'm not gonna lie, I did have a bit of too much wine lately, because it's the only thing which can actually help me fall asleep, apart from the sleeping pills, which I don't really want to try yet. And it's not been great. I'm still trying to work on this. I am trying to get healthier, and I started my own regimen of supplements and vitamins, and maybe I'm gonna show you some of them a bit later. But yeah, I'm still working on it, and I'm trying to get better sleep so I can focus more at work, because at work I'm like, sometimes I start saying something. By the way, my nails are done only on one hand because it's part of the grieving process. I just couldn't finish both my hands and I just gave up halfway through, but I will finish it later. Anyway, So it's just really difficult to focus, especially at work when I have to work with clients. And there's times when I speak with someone and with a colleague, and I have this idea and I'm starting saying it, and then I suddenly forget what I wanted to say mid sentence, and I cannot remember no matter how hard I try. And also I cannot focus on finding a solution for the problems we have and the risks we have. So to be honest, I feel like even at work I'm a mess and I'm scared not to do something stupid. But I'm trying to work on all that, and there's a few things which help me lately. There's a slight improvement, and I can actually see that, which is great. I've been in a worse place than I am now, so I can see that I am improving to a certain degree. Small steps, I will say, but here are some things which help me. I mean, first things first, I wanted to say that, if you grieve in a different way and, you cannot find yourself in anything of this, that's fine. It's nothing wrong with you. It's just the way, you grieve and who you are. So don't feel like you have to grieve in the same way as other people do in life. Anyway, to the main topic. So, what helped me so far? I guess I was trying to find as many hobbies and things I enjoy doing just so I can take my mind off, the trauma and the past year and everything. So I was trying to distract myself from, that deep thinking process of what happened in my life. And, I do assign time for that as well, because you do need to acknowledge what happened. It is something we have to go through at some point. We cannot keep on delaying. I used to be there where I was trying to imagine my mom is still here, and I was trying to run away from the idea that she's dead. I was still thinking, oh, she's in Belgium and I cannot just call her because she's working, which is kind of a lie. I was telling myself just to protect myself, but then I took the time to acknowledge it, which maybe, I did cry a lot. There were times when during work I had to take half an hour break because I suddenly started crying, so I had to take time to recover. And that's part of the acknowledging process. So I was trying to acknowledge, okay, this is the reality, it happened. You must get used with this. You must get used to missing her, and to all these new feelings you have. So, feel free to cry if that's your way of doing it and it makes you feel better. I actually encourage you to cry, because for me, after I cry, I feel so much light, and I feel like my feelings were kind of expressed, and it helped me feel better for a few hours after. So if you feel like crying, that's fine. No one is gonna judge you. Just cry. That's how we express our feelings. And losing someone is very painful, so it's not like you can just go over it like that. So reading is probably the first one on my list, and there's gonna be some debate here, I think, because of what I've been reading. I'm not saying that this is exactly what's happening. I'm just saying that this is my opinion and my beliefs, so don't judge me. But a few things I've been reading, and I hope this is not too awkward, and you're not too against the idea. If not, sorry, maybe you can just skip this part. So, evidence of the afterlife. And surprisingly, it's not necessarily about God. None of these books. It's more about spiritualism, I think it's called, rather than religion. So I'm a spiritual person now. I do kind of believe in spirits, which it's my own belief. Don't take it too hard on me. It's just because I've been reading these kinds of books which kind of makes sense in my mind. I'm kind of thinking that some place like hell is not really making sense. I'm not gonna go that deep into the topic, actually, because I don't wanna start a debate. But it's more about what happens after death from the perspective of people who've been in a clinical death for a few minutes but came back to life. So it's the closest we can get to someone dying, basically. And it is written by some doctors as well, you know, who've spoken to these patients who've been like, even had a heart attack, and you know, they didn't have a heartbeat for like minutes or hours. Not hours, probably that's something else. But you know, it's all kind of different stories about, you know, no brain activity or clinical death and near death experiences, where it tells you what those people have seen or what happened to them, and it explains from their perspective, you know, what they've seen. And I don't know, I think I'm kind of reading this kind of books because I want to know where my mom is. I hate the idea of thinking, the idea of her just disappearing, and I'm thinking that, you know, I really hope she's still around, and you know, even if she cannot communicate, maybe she can. I just want to know she's fine, and I just want to know she's happy and she's peaceful, and I'm happy with that. You know, I think it's a terrifying idea of thinking she's not around anymore and that she just disappeared, right? So yeah, also maybe why I'm not religious is because also I'm scared of the idea of her going to hell, and that's a bit of I don't know, I don't think it's normal to be worried about, oh, did my parent go to hell or to heaven. So I kind of like the idea of only being one place, and being a spirit, and the idea of not being a hell, and you know, and that she's there and she's peaceful and loved and she's happy. I just want to think that's real, and I enjoy reading that, you know, there is some research done on that as well. So I think that's very interesting. Next. So next book, pretty similar, it's Signs, The Secret Language of the Universe by Laura Lynne Jackson. So this again, it's more about mediums. So it is written by a medium, psychic medium. And this is again about spirits, but more from the point of, you know, mediums trying to communicate with them, and what signs the loved ones will try to give to us, and how we can be more open to perceiving those signs, because apparently we're not open to signs enough to actually realize someone has sent those signs to us. Again, I don't want to start a debate, it's just what's helping me dealing with this, and it's kind of making me a bit more happy to think that some of these things can be real. And you know, nothing big happened yet, but if I do have any big signs, I will let you know. So yeah, again, very good book, especially if you have someone who died and you're trying to look for signs or to look for what happened after and try to understand where they disappeared. I'm not saying it's real, it's just something that personally helps me deal with this. Next. The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck. Very good book. No surprise, it's a #1 seller, bestseller. And basically it's because I think in life we try to please so many people and we give so many fucks, if I use the language in the book, about so many small things. And even at work we do so much overtime, and you know, we neglect the people around us. For example, I personally wish I had worked less and spent more time with my mom, and I only realized that when it was too late for me to do anything about it. And now I'm like, I don't give a fuck about these small things. Like, you know, my work hours are my work hours, and I'm trying to focus on people and my life outside those work hours. And it's not only about work, but in general, like what people say and how people get upset on the smallest things because they don't understand you, or you know, Like, I had so many people saying, oh, you know, but you knew it's gonna happen, you knew she's gonna die, why are you so sad now? And things like that, which I was really upset by. And now, like, I don't even care. These people, they don't understand what's happening because they haven't been through this, and they won't be able to understand because, you know, they didn't have any experience which is similar to that. So I'm not blaming them, I'm just not giving a fuck about this. Eventually I'm just gonna ignore them and, you know, moving on with life without stressing at every single thing people do and say to me, because that's taking so much energy away from me that at this point I'm trying to protect myself from everyone and everything. And the best I can do is to read this book and to follow the advice and just focus on myself more than anyone. So, very good book for that. um, and last but not least, I am rereading this book. This is my favorite book. I think from my entire bookcase. And I've read this already, but I just want to read it again. And I wouldn't recommend if you're very sad and you don't know what the book is about, because the ending is not very good, and I don't want to, you know, influence a person who is in that position at the moment. But you know, when you feel better and you know you're going through grieving process and you feel like you're, I don't know, getting to a point where you're not having weird thoughts, let's put it like that. It's a very good book. It's about depression and about this guy who's dealing with that. And I mean, the ending for him is not great, but I don't know. I just wanted to see, because I kind of want to connect with people going through that depression, right? And feeling sad and anxiety and stress. And I want to kind of feel what they're feeling. I don't know if it's making sense. I just love the book, and I think it's an amazing book. It's just a bit too depressing. So I'm not sure if this is a good book for people who are grieving, but it's definitely one which I love and I can kind of identify myself with. So I just really miss reading it. So that's my first thing on the list. Reading is one of my coping mechanisms. The second one is Netflix, of course, as for many other people. I do watch a lot of Netflix because I don't like when it's too quiet in the house. Sometimes I just put Netflix on and I don't even watch it necessarily, but I just leave it on because I like hearing some noise. So I'm watching like funny things like Modern Family, or even some anime because I'm a big anime fan. And that helps, especially in the evening when I'm trying to fall asleep, because it's so quiet in the flat. I just need to have some voices in the background. Third thing, my balcony. And let me show you this 1 second. I'm gonna take you from here. So I have this cute table here, and I enjoy having my coffee and desserts in the morning, and it's very chilling, especially when it's sunny. And then I'm not sure if you see there, but underneath that I actually have a hammock, so I can put the table and the chairs away and just put the hammock from one side of the balcony to the other and just hang in there in the sun, just taking a nap. And it's the best feeling ever because it feels like you are cuddled by the sun. And I don't know if you guys see, but I have baby seagulls on the roof here, and there used to be 3 of them. Now it's only 1, but they're so cute, and I just enjoy staying here and checking these seagulls out and how they're doing. And it's very relaxing. And then you have the canal as well, and sometimes I go for runs there, which again helps me because exercise is helping a lot. So overall it's like very nice activity to do, enjoying my balcony. The next thing is actually this treadmill. So was this like the 4th activity? I bought a treadmill. Hey, sorry guys, I had to actually come back because it's too noisy for my seagulls, and I thought you cannot hear me, or I couldn't hear properly anyway. It's better in the room. So I bought the treadmill because I was so stressed at work, and there's some times when I need to relieve this bad energy, and whenever I feel like I have bad energy, I'm starting to run on that treadmill, and it's the best thing ever because I feel so much better after that, and it's so much quicker because if I'm working, I don't really have time to go for a run in the on the canal. um, there's literally no time, and it's so much quicker to just jump on the treadmill next to the sofa and just go for like 1k or something, 1 kilometer. So yeah, exercise. So I do runs on the treadmill, runs in the area, and then I also um, do freeletics. And this is not an ad. Maybe I'm sure you can find a lot of other YouTubers doing this sort of cardio for free. It's just what helps me kind of having this, focusing on health and having some activity to do and making me feel better. And there's another thing I want to try and I never got to it, is meditation, because it's supposed to help a lot. And I really really want to start meditating because that's my problem. I start going into this deep area in my head, and I start to overthink everything, and feel myself guilty for so many things, and I need to know how to turn my thoughts off, if that's making any sense. I just need to know how to stop myself from thinking so hard sometimes, and I heard that meditation helps a lot with that, so that is on my list, and maybe that's something that can help you guys. Yeah, so there's that. I also want to start meditation because apparently it helps with sleep, helps you fall asleep more. And to be honest, I'm not such a big fan of sleep tablets. I'm scared. I never tried them, and I don't know, I'm just scared to try them for some reason. But what I want to try at some point is having this Pure, which is some sort of extract of magnolia. And if you take 2 tablets of this, apparently you're supposed to sleep very well. I used to give this to my mom because it was very good for cancer, and it was helping her fall to sleep quicker because she had problems with sleeping. But I never tried this myself, so I'm tempted to try this during the weekend and see what happens. And then the other thing is Mag Enhance, which again is magnesium. It's a certain type of magnesium, the L-threonate one, which apparently is the one which should help you with sleep. And I'm thinking to try the regimen on this too and see how it goes. Hopefully that's gonna send me to sleep and not have all these nightmares and not wake up during the night and not wake up at 6 in the morning every day, because that's so tiring. So that is my plan. I did try something called melatonin, again some supplement which I used to give to my mom because again it's very good for cancer, but she couldn't take it. She had problems with her thyroid and it wasn't helping her too much. It was causing her some nightmares and some agitation. I don't have thyroid problem, but then I don't know, it's a bit more strong than the magnolia one, so I'm a bit scared to try it when I'm by myself. So I might just go with these two for now and see if my relaxation is promoted, as they say on the label. If you have any other ideas, or if you know any other supplements which help with health, with sleep, but they are like natural, because I don't want to take any tablets, let me know below. This is like the fifth. I did get the keyboard before finding my mom has cancer, and I didn't really use it before, but I started learning piano again on this keyboard, and it's actually pretty relaxing and I enjoy it a lot, so that helps as well. So if you have any other hobby, like any instruments you like, or even taking canto lessons, just go for it. It's gonna help you find an activity which you enjoy and it's making you feel better. And it's also helping with productivity, because if I just stay depressed all day, I wouldn't do anything. I'll just stay in bed and not even get up. So I need to kind of be productive and do things which I enjoy. Cool. The other thing is actually, let me take you with me, cooking. So I like cooking. I don't know if you can see. So I have all these books, cooking books, right? There's a lot of them because I have a full bookcase of stuff in here. It's like huge bookcases, two of them actually. So I'm not really using them. I mean, I haven't really used them that much. But I started using them now, and I started cooking a lot. And that again is very relaxing, and it helps a lot with, you know, filling my time with something which I enjoy. I'm gonna put you back here. So cooking is something that I wanted to do for such a long time, and I actually never got to do it in the end. And now I was like, now's a good time because I can focus on not only eating healthier but also doing something myself instead of just, you know, ordering delivery because I don't feel like living my life and I'm just too lazy to do anything. So that's another thing I started doing and I kind of enjoy it. And yeah, I started to focus more on life in general. And I started trying to eat more healthy. I am working on giving up on wine. That's still in progress, I'm not gonna lie. But I'm also trying to improve my immunity as well. So I'm not sure if I mentioned it before. When they gave up on treating my mother for cancer, I started reading a lot about alternative treatment, and that includes like natural supplements from plants and vitamins and nutrients. And I know not many people believe in it, but at the point where, you know, there's nothing else the doctors can do, you're kind of forced to look at alternatives. And I'm not gonna lie, it kept her stable for a few months. It only got worse when she couldn't take the supplements anymore because of some stomach problems, and then it just went downhill in a month. So I do really think that the supplements kept her stable for some time. And to be honest, when the chemotherapy was not working, after 3 rounds, they were starting to tell in the reports that she doesn't have much chance of beating the cancer because chemotherapy is not working. So at that point, midway through treatment, because she had 6 chemos, we added some supplements and nutrients, and it was the only time after those 3 rounds when we combined natural alternatives with the chemo when her cancer shrunk. So I really believe that the natural supplement had a big effect on the chemotherapy working better and on keeping it stable. But you know, a stage 4, there's not much you can do. So no matter how much longer we will have kept it stable on natural supplements, I think at some point it will have happened either way, because you know, stage 4 is quite yeah, it's quite spread in the body. So even if it's gonna shrink it in one side, it's not gonna work for all the other areas. But you know, if I really think that, you know, if you combine them and if you look at natural supplements and, you know, do some research, you'll find something useful for you. And I'm sorry that I couldn't influence my mom to do more natural you know, sorry, I hear some bells and that distracted me. To go more natural, like I wanted to do vitamin C injections, or you know, meditation, or acupuncture, which all help. It's just that she was so tired from everything that she was not in the mood for them, right? But anyway, while I was studying what's good for her cancer, I came across a few supplements which I'm taking myself now. Like, first, I'm trying to make smoothies every morning, and I'm using like this organic vegan greens, which has a lot of vitamins and nutrients, and it's helping the immune system a lot. So it's having, I'm trying to see, vitamin A, E, K, C, B1, B2, B3, B6, B12, potassium, calcium, magnesium, iron, zinc, copper, iodine. So it's having a lot of things which are super healthy. So I'm trying to have a smoothie with a spoon of that every morning, even though I'm not gonna lie, it's pretty disgusting, so I'm struggling a bit with the taste. And then also, this is pretty much the supplements I'm taking right now. Actually, it's only this bit here. I'm trying to do them in batches. So I have something called indole 3 carbinol, and this is because my estrogen is quite high, so I'm trying to keep it low, and this should help. It's coming from a broccoli extract. Then I'm taking this liposomal resveratrol, which again is very good at keeping your body young as you are aging, so it's good against aging, but as well for the immunity. Vitamin D3, because you know, COVID, and it's recommended for immunity anyway. And then this AHCC, which is the best probably for immunity, which is coming from shiitake mushroom, but it's super expensive, like 100 quid for one of that. So that's the other thing I'm trying to focus on, and it's keeping myself busy, and it's keeping myself focused on something, so I kind of have activities to do and things to focus on, and you know, trying to kind of move ahead with life. I'm trying to put you down, and it's so difficult, you know. And ooh, too bright. Yeah, so I don't know, I think those supplements are also pretty good for COVID, because it's also, all of them are pretty much increasing my immunity, which is what I'm trying to do. Just because, you know, after seeing my mom dying from cancer, I just realized that it's probably one of the scariest things I had to see, and I'm scared now about what's gonna happen with my body as I age. So I'm trying to prevent as many things as possible, including cancer, which again, it can be affected by your immunity being low. So I'm trying to focus on improving my immunity, because this is gonna sound very sad and desperate, but despite the fact that I thought about suicide so many times, it's not something I want to do, and I do want to live my life to my best, because I feel like my mom would want me to carry on and live my life for her, and I'm gonna try to enjoy it more fully. I think it's the opposite now. I want to enjoy life more fully and more than before, just because she died and she didn't get to enjoy hers as much. So I hope I'm gonna get to a point where I can be happy again and I can enjoy life as I used to before. I'm not there yet, but again, I'm working on that, as everyone else does. Cool. What else is helping me with coping? Friends. I did see some friends, but it's also a bit difficult, because the two friends I've seen last week, they were both on the phones texting their mother when they were with me, and I don't think they realized, you know, one of them was even complaining that, you know, their mom is texting her so often, and it was, I actually felt this big pain, just because I wish my mom was texting me, you know, and I want a text from her so much, and I'm never gonna receive it, that it actually hurt being with them. And I was at that point, at some point, where I was, where is it? Do not talk to me. Get it? I just wanted to go in the bathroom and cry, because I just missed her so much. So, friends help, but I felt like being too social too often was not good enough for me, at least. Um, I had I have to take it maybe slowly, and seeing these friends after coming back from Belgium, because we're gonna talk about this. We're gonna have this discussion about my mom at some point, in the meeting, and during our meeting, and it's just difficult. If I see too many friends, I feel like my energy is like going lower and lower, and at some point it's just gone. So it's a bit stressful, I guess. So friends help, but in the right measure, I guess, if that makes any sense. Um, and also it's a bit hard because you cannot make friends understand what you've been through. They don't see your perspective because they haven't been there themselves. So people are like, oh, you're gonna move on, and it's like, no, there's no moving on from this. Like, I really hate when people say you're gonna move on, and maybe I'll do a video on things people say and it stresses me, or I don't like it, because maybe people should consider not saying this. And it's not just me, it's a lot of people from, the grieving supports I've been part of. They all say the same thing, like saying to someone, it's fine, you're gonna move on. It's not nice, because you cannot move on from, the loved one dying. You're just gonna move around this subject. Yes, you're gonna get used with the new reality at some point. It still feels like a dream now, but at some point it's gonna hit me, it's the new reality, and I have to accept that, and acknowledge that, and I'm still in the process of doing that. But I will never move on from the fact that my mom died, and the full experience that I've been through. It's so deep in my soul, heart, and mind that it's never gonna disappear. It's gonna haunt me forever, and it's gonna be as painful as now, even in like 10, 20, 30 years. So no, I'm not gonna move on from this. I'm just gonna move around this. That's the right statement. So it's a bit, that's why I need so much energy. First, because you have to see your friends speaking with, the person who you lost, which is painful enough. And the second thing, there's so many things they say, and they don't say it because they are mean, or they mean it. It's just because they don't know what to say, and they just say the usual thing that people say, and they whatever they read online that people say. And I'm not gonna tell them, it's wrong what you say, or I'm not gonna start an argument, but it's that patience of just staying there and smiling at them when they say these things. It's draining the energy out of me. So, friends are okay, but no more than one per week, maybe, until I'm back to a more normal state. But yeah, I do miss traveling, so if COVID wasn't around, or if I had my vaccine, which I still don't, I need my second job, probably traveling will be my first coping mechanism, because I used to do that before, even when my mom was around and I was suffering with depression. I used to travel, and I was really depressed in 2018, to the point where I was traveling every single month. I was working full time, but I was trying to take the holidays, or take advantage of the bank holidays, or the weekends, to just travel every single month of the year somewhere. And I have a lot of places where I've been. I've been even to Japan and Canada in 2019, in the same year, and those were the international flights. I had a lot more European flights. And it's also because I was trying to compete with this friend on who sees the most capitals in Europe, so I was also trying to see as many as possible in 1 year. But I was enjoying that so much, and I miss it a lot. I feel like whenever I was depressed, I was booking a holiday, and then I had this feeling of, okay, I have something to look forward to, and that's such a nice feeling to have. when you're depressed and anxious and you don't know what to do with yourself, because you need something to look forward to, right? And yeah, maybe I'm gonna post some videos from my past trips. I don't have any vlogs. I wasn't vlogging them, but I do have some clips of, you know, deers in Nara or Japanese temples and things like that. So maybe I'll post some on the channel. But I'm missing that a lot, and I cannot wait to have my second job first, and then second for this COVID situation to be under control so I can travel. And I was supposed to go to Cuba in November, and I was so happy because I waited this for so long, and I had to postpone it now, or even cancel it, who knows, for the next year, because now Cuba is in a red area for England, so we cannot go. And I was like, no, it's the only thing I had to look forward to, and now even that you're taking it away from me. That's so mean, so mean. And yeah, I don't know, I really hope I can travel again soon, because I feel like for me that helps a lot, seeing new places, being somewhere where I don't know anyone, I don't know anything, I don't know you know, the places. There's nothing to remind me of anything, because be it here in London, being in Belgium, being in Romania, they're all places where my mom has been, and they all bring back memories. So I feel like I need a break from any place which brings back memories of her, just so I can find myself again. So that's definitely gonna happen next year, but at the minute, unfortunately, I cannot do that. But if you can, and if you enjoy that, I do recommend you to travel. And you know, if you don't want by yourself, get a friend and travel together. Personally, I feel if I was able to put my job on hold and go past this COVID quarantine and tests and situation, I would just go 1 month to Thailand by myself and just be there by myself to be able to process everything, and you know, everything what's been happening, and to think about my future and what I want and what makes me happy. And you know, that's what I will personally do. Unfortunately, I cannot. Maybe I will at some point next year. Maybe I'll just take some gap month, I don't know, I'll see. But if you can and if you enjoy that, I think that's gonna help a lot. So yeah, I think that's pretty much my list of things I do, and I do feel like it's helping with my situation and with my grieving. I hope it was of use to you, and I hope it's gonna help you you know, find yourself and go over a bad situation or a bad time in your life. And I'm really sorry you have to go through this. It's very painful, but you know, we are strong. And you know, I know, for example, that in my case, my mom wanted me to go over this and try to enjoy my life. She never would have wanted me to just, you know, dwell in this and be stuck and not know what to do with me and just fail in everything. So I know it's hard, but we are strong human beings and we can do this. So, you know, let me know if you enjoyed this video, and I will make another one soon. Let me know if you prefer any topic. Speak to you soon. Bye bye.